Hey, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Today is Saturday, July 12th. 12th? 12th? I think that's right. 2025. Oh boy, oh boy. Today's been a pretty good day, actually. This morning I got to play some music with a friend, which was fun. I'm actually helping him learn guitar. Not that I'm an amazing guitarist, but I know enough to help a beginner. So that's fun. We've been learning the 5 basic chord shapes, and I kind of enjoy teaching. There's something tricky about teaching, one, just about trying to explain it in a way that makes sense to somebody who doesn't know it. I think that is a skill. Also having the ability to explain it in different ways, because different people might not understand it the same way. Another aspect I think of teaching is letting the student figure it out for themselves. Give them some starting blocks. Like, all right, here's how you do it. Here's the technique, and then let them mess around with it, get used to it, feel it out. If I were to micromanage and I don't know, place their fingers exactly right, or basically hold their hand as they're learning, it's not going to be one. It's just not. They're not going to enjoy it because they're not doing anything. You're doing the stuff. You're doing it, and you're expecting them to learn it. And that doesn't work. At least I think. You just got to give them the starting blocks, let them explore, offer some tips and pointers. And maybe they'll have some questions, and they'll ask you questions. Oh, why is this not working? Or I don't get how this works. Or what am I supposed to be doing? You take the time. Okay, well, what don't you understand? And try and understand where they are, and meet them where they are. Like, okay, let's go through that. Let's start back from basics and build up from there. I don't know, what am I talking about? So I'm not a teacher. I did not go to school. It's just intuition, I guess. Is my intuition good? I don't know, man. I'm just guessing. A lot of nonsense comes out of my mouth. Like when you know a little bit about something, and then you just assume you know all of it. Excuse me. Just assume you know all of that thing. Like, what is that phrase? The more you know about something, the more you realize you don't know. This is something like that. Like when you only know a little bit, you feel like you have all the knowledge. You kind of feel smarter than everybody else because I know this little bit of information that's like, what you gonna do? But then you meet somebody who actually knows that stuff, and you try and have a conversation with them, you're like, wow, I don't know anything. I'm so dumb. That's how I feel, at least. So I catch myself doing that all the time. It's like, wait, I actually don't know anything about this. Just random things I've heard from people or on the internet. It's like, I don't even know if that's actually true. I didn't fact check that. Do you think it's human nature to assume people are telling the truth? Like, for example, if you were in the middle of nowhere, you're trying to get somewhere, and you pull over to the side of the road and you ask somebody for directions, hey, how do you get to this place? You're going to assume that they're not lying to you when they give you directions, right? Is that just... what am I trying to say? Is that the default, to be honest and to assume honesty from people? And obviously, you can grow to be cynical and to not trust people at their, at face value, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's good to not be gullible. You want to do your due diligence and, take things with a grain of salt, but maybe that comes after the fact. Yes, like when you have a teacher, see how I did that? Crazy. When you have somebody teaching you, you're going to assume the things they're teaching you is true. And if they're not, that isn't good. Now, sometimes I don't think there are a lot of teachers out there who are doing that maliciously, who are intentionally peddling misinformation to their students with the intention of misleading them. I don't know, instilling beliefs or philosophies or whatever the case may be. Certainly, things change. Knowledge changes and evolves, and things are discovered and brought to light, and that's inevitable. There's nothing you can do about that. You just, you adapt with the change. You try to do a little bit better, be a little bit, do the best you can, be as accurate as you can, and hope that the students will do their due diligence. Maybe that's what you should be doing. It's, not necessarily teaching them a subject, although that is important, right? Teaching them to be curious and to not always take things at face value. To ask questions and be like, well, why? Why is it this way? Because that's not just going to be when they're in school. That's going to carry over into like the rest of their life, probably, hopefully, maybe. I don't know how many things from elementary school or high school that do you carry over into your adult life. I mean, those are pretty formative years, so I imagine it's not insubstantial. I imagine it is substantial. People talk about how, teachers have a big impact. I had teachers who had a big impact on my life. I probably take those lessons with me subconsciously. People are fascinating. Not just in the people we interact with, but people referring to ourselves as well. We are fascinating. Scary? Yeah, absolutely. Fascinating does not it does not imply, what's the word? Fascinating does not imply freedom from your actions. Like what you do does not take away from your fascination. Does that make sense? Like whether you volunteer at the animal shelter or kill 1 billion people, you're still fascinating, right? Case studies, right? Just like how you're always a person. No matter what you do, you will always be a person. That is just a fact. You may want to demonize someone, and you may be effective in doing that. But it does not change the reality. And again, that is not an excuse for actions. People pay consequences for the things we do. The things we do, we are not exempt. And consequences is not a negative term. That just, for every action, there's equal opposite reaction, right? Everything you do has a result, a thing that happens because of that thing. What am I rambling on about? I get so sidetracked so easily. Do I have ADHD? I mean, I feel like I kind of sound like it. In real life, I don't think I do, but I guess I'd have to be analyzed for that. There you go, frog with a mustache. I think I'm out of thoughts. Silence is nice sometimes. Just let your brain relax for a minute. No interruptions or distractions. Just being there. I suppose that's what meditation is. You ever lie on the floor? After a long day, or you're just feeling a little overwhelmed or stressed. You just lie on the floor. It's strangely relaxing. I don't know, more so than lying in bed or sitting in a chair. Why is that? I could not tell you. Is it taboo? It's taboo to lie on the floor? Is it a sign of your declining mental state? It might be. But hey, if it feels good, I like it. Just kind of relaxing. I also like the sound a pen or a pencil makes on the paper. It is satisfying. More satisfying to me than drawing on a tablet or something. I like seeing the process. seeing the hand move with the uh, direct relation, I suppose, between the pen and the paper. It's like, hey, I'm doing that. It's not good, but it's me that's doing it. And that's pretty cool. All right. Well, till next time, take care.